Welcome back to the Blue Review. The Big CY back with me today. I had Travis yesterday. That was a lot of fun. But the Big CY, Clinton Yates, is back. Greg Bergman, CY. Blue Review is presented by Los Angeles International Airport, where changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. Clinton, it's time. The All Star Game is out. You can now vote for the All Star Game. What you got?
It is time. I'm sorry for all of my loyal viewers. I got many texts and tweets yesterday. Where were you on Blue Review? That didn't happen. I'm joking. But here we go. Let's break down the All-Star ballot for 2023, which is, of course, in one Seattle, Washington, a great state in America.
You're going to be there, right?
I'll be there. Oh, yeah, I will definitely be there. Come on, son. Yeah, I mean, you know what?
I'm just making sure you're going to be there.
I am at the yard. That's what I do. So I'll be there. All right, let's start with the position-wise. Let's start at first base. Obviously, easily, tremendously, and likely the position player most likely to be voted without even a question is Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman at first base has had a tremendous year. Greg, tell me about what you think about his first half so far.
He's been incredible. First of all, he had that 20-game hitting streak, but he's just been consistent over and over and over again. There hasn't been another player in baseball possibly that has been as consistent as he has over the last, 10 years now that he's been in the league. He's been, and again, this year, he's still doing the same thing. His power numbers are a little bit down where he's not hitting as many home runs, but he's still doing everything. He's hitting doubles like crazy, and he's doing the whole thing that we love to talk about, manufactured runs. Now, Paul Goldschmidt is usually the guy that probably gets that starting nod, but the Cardinals have been struggling, so I don't know if they're going to give him that one. I think Freddie's the better choice anyway.
Listen, the manufacturing runs company, the Maruco, as I like to call it, you know what I'm saying, has been run by Federico Freeman. I used to love this guy when he played for Atlanta, but I couldn't say it out loud because he was playing in the NL East against my boys at the time, the Nats. As soon as he got to the Dodgers, I was like, oh, thank God. I can root for him. Such a great player. And he is even more so, and you know this as well as I do, he's a great guy in the big league. Well, which is very, very important. Let's move down to second base. We're going to talk about the people that are at the top. We're going to talk about the people at the bottom. The people at the bottom are Miguel Vargas. The people at the top are Ozzie Albies. And on the American side, it's Jose Altuve and Elvis Andrus. We're not getting anybody at second base for the All-Star game.
No. Miguel Vargas still too young, hasn't been consistent enough. He's had a couple of good outings, but he also has been he's had trouble at the plate for the most part. His defense is fine, but there's nothing there that screams all-star just yet. Now, maybe a couple of years down the line, but not right now. Nah, not there.
Okay, at third base, things get a little interesting. Brian Anderson of the Brewers is at the top. Nolan Arenado, obviously there. But there are a lot of names before one Max Muncy that are interesting, such as Brett Beatty from the Mets, such as J.D. Davis from the Giants, and of course, such as Brian Hayes and Manny Machado from the Pirates and the Dodgers, respectively, before Max Muncy. If Max Muncy gets picked as an alternate, maybe, but four of those guys are better than Max Muncy, in my opinion.
Yeah, so the difference between those guys and Max Muncy is all he's done this year is shown power and some patience at the plate. So he's a strikeout. He's a walk or home run and not much in between. And that's why his batting average is so low. He's right around like 205, somewhere in there. So, and people still look at that, even if it doesn't mean as much as it once did, the power numbers are there, but nothing else is in there in between.
Right. All right. At shortstop, we have a various amount of human beings. And
Miguel Rojas is obviously number one, right? That just makes sense.
Well, I mean, at shortstop, you know who's on the list? One, Chris Taylor is on the list. You know who's at the bottom of the list? One, Trey Turner. And you know who's above Chris Taylor on the list? One, Dansby Swanson. Of course, Paul DeJong, Brandon Crawford, and Frankie Lindor are above Chris Taylor as well. I think this is another position where, again, the Dodgers don't have a real argument toward having a starter.
No, and Chris Taylor doesn't play there enough to really be even put into that.
You didn't even guess Chris Taylor when I brought up shortstop.
Right. I thought it would be Miguel Rojas that was even on there, and he would be all the way at the bottom.
Right. All right. Now, at the catcher position, this is where things get good, but I'm just going to name some other guys.
Hold on. No, before you go anywhere,
Yes.
Will Smith needs to be the starting catcher in the All Star Game. Period. End of story. This is what I was told is the right way to end conversations. End of story. You can go through the other guys. Will Smith is
that's
the
fine.
guy.
That's fine.
Fair
Enough.
Go
that was a very
guys.
Yatesian move. I will give you that. Now I will name the other guys. I will start with two brothers, William and Wilson Contreras, who are guys that have been stalwarts in the league forever. Frankie Alvarez from the Mets, I don't think so. Joey Bart, you haven't hit a homer this year. That's not happening. If it's not Will Smith, what are we doing? Will Smith, even with the games missed via concussion, is easily the best catcher. Forget about the league in the bigs, as far as I'm concerned. If I'm playground picking them, Greg, I'm picking Will Smith as my catcher. No questions asked.
He's really been the best catcher for the last 3 years, but he just really hasn't gotten that nod. This is his year. If he doesn't get it this year, it's an absolute problem.
In the outfield, this is where things get lengthy because you have to select three. Let's just go over the Dodgers that are on the list.
Mookie is number one. Mookie is going out there.
Number one on the list. Jason Hayward has made his way to this list, which I find interesting. Mr. Outman is on the list as well. And to rate some other players that are in the NL West, we have Yastrzemski, Mr. Michael is there. We have Fernando, who is there. Juan Soto is there, obviously. And as I continue to scroll, Mitch Haniger is there. Wow. As is Trent Grisham. Okay. But you have to pick for three positions. So if I'm going to say that two guys out of those three deserve them, Mookie, number one. Outman is on the outside looking in, if I say, just because of the last 2 to 3 weeks. You know, Rookie of the Year is one thing, All-Star is another. He's the Rookie of the Year to this point for me. He is not quite an All-Star.
Okay, no, he's not an All-Star. And also, I think he's falling back on the Rookie of the Year chase, too. You know who has a better chance as a Dodger to be Rookie of the Year? Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller has the best chance as a Dodger to be the Rookie of the Year. You're throwing your head back, and he's doing.
When I said don't put too much pressure on the kid, this is what I meant, Gregory.
It's not. I'm saying, look, at the
everyday end of players have a definition advantage on winning Rookie of the Year over pitchers. Come on. Outman,
you're absolutely right.
The Dodgers Rookie of the Year right now. Stop it.
Outman,
Stop it.
He's not. He is not leading the chase right now. James Outman, after his hot start, has been pretty bad, especially at the plate, for the last month and a half, almost 2 months now. He has fallen off.
James?
I am not. I think he can absolutely pick it back up. But as of right now, as of today, he is not the Rookie of the Year, and he is not going to win it. If you went to the votes right now, it would not be him. And I don't think it'd be Bobby Miller right now either. But Bobby, by the end of the year, if he sticks to what he's doing and throughout that entire year, he has a great shot of being the Rookie of the Year because his stuff is real, man. That stuff is good. So I think as long as he stays up, which I don't see why he wouldn't, and they keep his pitch count at a normal level, in his innings count, he has a better shot than James Outman to win the Rookie of the Year.
I believe in you, James Outman, even if corporate Greg doesn't.
I didn't say I didn't.
Yeah, no, that's what you said. I'm going to go full Kaplan on this. Do I have this right? No.
You don't.
Last position, fair. I don't. Last position that we're going to go to, because pitchers kind of don't count in this, is, of course, the designated hitter. Now, let me name you some of the names on this list. Bryce Harper hasn't played a ton of games this year. Charlie Blackmon. Let's name some more guys. Matt Carpenter. Andrew McCutchen is on this list. Jock Peterson is as well. Joey Votto is too, but the person that matters, of course, is just Dingers Martinez. This is one where the Dodgers have to have the starter. It's not even a question for me. All JD does is leave the yard these days.
Yeah, just Dingers. We have in our text chain that we talk every single day. Every time JD hits a home run, just Dingers is what comes up in the thread. And it happens more often than not recently. He's also leading, I believe he's leading the NL in OPS. He's just hitting the ball out of the park. He's playing fantastic. He even played a little bit of left field the other day. Not that mattered. Thankfully, nothing went his way, but he did play a little bit of left field the other day, which was pretty amazing. But
his glove is what you used to say back in the day in the clubhouse. You'd be like, "Where's your glove?" I don't know. I don't use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He used to joke around that he didn't even own a glove.
Right.
So, right. So that's what we're talking about with JD. And he was out there. So yeah, I mean, he's obviously he should be the starting DH. So that means you have the starting first baseman, the starting catcher, the starting right fielder, and the starting DH.
I don't know if
four
Mookie's
guys.
going to start. I don't know.
You don't think Mookie's going to start?
I don't know that Mookie's going to start. There's a world in which
Soto?
a lot more people like the Soto track. I do think that that's on the table. I'm not saying that Mookie doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying that when it comes to fan votes as well as player votes, if you include the fans in that, Soto's got a nation behind him. Mookie's got Dodger fans and the brothers like me that are big fans of his work. I think Soto's going to get the start there, but I do think those three other positions have to happen. So
guaranteed of 3, possibly 4. It's pretty strong.
Guarantees. Let me get this right. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
This has been your all-star breakdown on Blue Review. This is what we do. We're on top of it. Gregory, tell me something about LAX.
All right. So LAX is going to thank you very much to LAX. Thank you very much, CY. Thank you very much to you guys out there listening. We also have something to give away that we're going to have to do this week. So we'll get there.
So hold on quickly. Pause. In case we edit this out. Should we do this at the Mandy's?
Nah.
It might get broken.
Yeah. I think it's just not a Mandy's thing.
Don't want the Mandy's involved. Okay, fair enough.
Nah.
Goodbye.
Next time. All right. See you guys.
I didn't come by the studio.